On this day in 1973, Paul McCartney released an album that almost cost him his life. Following his departure from the Beatles, McCartney launched a successful solo career and later formed the band Wings with Denny Laine and his wife, Linda McCartney. A forthcoming book is expected to delve into his time with Wings and recount the highs and lows of that chapter in his life. Though the band stayed together for 10 years and produced some of McCartney's most beloved tracks, such as Jet and Live and Let Die, recording one of their most iconic albums turned out to be a hazardous journey. That record, which became one of their most critically praised works, was released on this very day in 1973. McCartney has openly discussed the dangerous periods surrounding the production of Band on the Run, the Wings album that would come to feature memorable tracks like Let Me Roll It and Mrs. Vanderbilt. The group's choice to record the album at EMI's studio in Lagos, Nigeria, immediately led to trouble when their equipment was stolen upon arrival. Among the stolen items was McCartney's iconic Hofner bass guitar, an instrument he had played throughout his Beatles years. Remarkably, it was returned to him 5 decades later during a performance in Manchester. McCartney later recalled that they had been advised not to wander the streets alone. However, dismissing the warnings as something typically said in any dangerous place, he and Linda decided to take a walk one evening because the night was beautiful. That choice led to them being robbed. Fearing for their safety, they rushed back to their lodging and hid under blankets until morning, worrying about whether they were being followed. When they returned to the studio the next day, the manager informed them that they were fortunate to be white, as local criminals may have killed a black person out of fear that the victim could recognize and report them. Although they lost some tapes in the robbery, McCartney recalled that the songs had been recorded so recently that he was able to remember them. In an account shared by sound engineer Geoff Emerick, he described a chilling incident in which Linda McCartney reportedly intervened to protect the group from armed assailants. According to Emerick, she pleaded with the attackers not to harm McCartney by pointing out who he was, a move that may have spared his life, but threats to McCartney's safety didn't end there. He also suffered from the extreme heat in the Lagos studio. He later explained that the conditions were so oppressive he began to faint. Emerick described the moment McCartney turned pale and struggled to breathe. The team brought him outside for air, which only worsened his condition due to the scorching temperatures. He ultimately collapsed right in front of them. Despite the challenges of illness, theft, and harsh working conditions, Band on the Run became a celebrated milestone in the Wings discography. A popular Reddit thread lauding the album drew fans to label it one of McCartney's greatest artistic triumphs. One admirer praised McCartney as a brilliant songwriter at the peak of his talent. Another expressed sheer joy in listening to the record. A nostalgic fan shared that their original vinyl copy still includes the rare Polaroid-style poster and the original lyric printed sleeve.